Hey YouTube family, thank you for joining us today. Today we want to talk about the very best way to purchase a car coming up. Hey guys, so there's basically 4 ways that you can get a car. You can know someone that'll give you a car. That'd be cool. You can buy the car outright, you can take a loan, or you can lease. Today I want to talk to you about the very best way to buy a car. A lease is the absolute most expensive way to get a car. Now they disguise that by giving you these lower payments, and that seems really great. Yay, I've got a lower payment. But at the end, you don't actually have anything for your money. You rented a car for usually a 3-year lease, and at the end of that you give it back, and hopefully you didn't go over the mileage, or you didn't have some kind of excessive wear and tear on the vehicle, because if you do, then they're going to hit you for several thousand more dollars at the end of that lease. Now let me give you an example. If the average lease, let's say, is about $400 a month, so that's $4,800 a year. You spread that out over the 3-year term, and you're going to end up paying just under $15,000 for that vehicle, to rent that vehicle. At the end, you have nothing. Let's say you get another 3-year lease and you turn it back in. So at the end of 6 years, you've ended up paying just under $30,000, and you still don't have anything. Now, if you went and taken a loan out on that vehicle, the average loan is a little over $500, but let's call it $500 a month. So that's $6,000 a year. The average car loan now is 6 years. 6,000 times 6 years is $36,000. So in the lease, you paid just under $30,000. If you bought the vehicle, you paid $36,000. You say, well, the loan cost me more money, but no. Because at that point, you've got a paid-for vehicle, and you've got, while it did depreciate a lot, and by the way, the average vehicle depreciates about 60% in the first 4 years. After the first 4 years, that depreciation actually slows down. They keep going down, but they slow down. But the first 4 years, they just crash in value. Anyway, so if you took out a loan for the vehicle, you've paid $36,000 for it, but you're going to have a vehicle. Let's say that car was $30,000 to start with. At the end of that 6 years, let's say it's now worth $10,000. Well, now you've got a $10,000 vehicle that you can either continue to drive, which is the smart thing to do, or if you wanted to go trade it in and buy a new one, you have $10,000 toward the new vehicle. So if you take 10 from the 36 that you paid, now all of a sudden that loan only costs you $26,000. You see, and the lease costs you just under $30,000. So the lease actually costs significantly more money. Now the other option is to pay cash, and that's what we want you to do. We want you to pay cash for a vehicle. Let me break it down for you like this. We're not buying a new vehicle. We're not going to the car dealership and buying a brand new vehicle. We're going to buy one that is at least two, preferably about 4 years old. Why 4? What's the magic about 4? Well, remember that depreciation that I was telling you about? After 4 years, the depreciation really starts to slow down. That's going to continue to go down in value, but it's taking its largest hit in those first 4 years. So you go buy a vehicle that's 4 years old or older, and you pay cash for that vehicle. Yes, it's still going to depreciate, but not as quickly as a new one. So you're saving money there. And the other thing is you don't have any interest that you're paying. So if you go pay cash for a vehicle, let's say that is 4 years old, let's say it's new at 30, we're going to buy it at 4 years old at $15,000 for a car or something like that. Well, that depreciation slows down. You pay $15,000 cash for it. You drive it for several years. Let's say it goes down to $7,000 after after 5 years or something of driving. Well, now you've driven for 5 years for $7,000. You got $7,000 vehicle left to go and trade in on another vehicle that you're going to pay cash for. So if you lease a brand new vehicle, you're paying right at $30,000 for 6 years. If you take out a loan for one, considering the fact that you're actually going to have something at the end of that loan, you're going to pay about $26,000. But if you pay cash for a vehicle that is around 4 years old, and you drive it for that same length of time, you're only going to have about $7,000 in it. Guys, it just makes sense. Get a vehicle that's at least 4 years old. And again, I don't want you to drive a beater, but buy something that you can pay cash for. And you say, well, I don't have $15,000. Look, if you can pay the $400 a month or $500 a month in car payment, you can save up and pay cash. Think about it this way. If you could pay the $500 a month, save that for 10 months, you've got $5 grand, okay? You go buy a $5,000 car. Yeah, they're not the most spectacular things out on the road, but they'll get you where you need to go. You keep saving up that $500 a month for another 10 months. We're 20 months in now. You go and buy another, you could trade that vehicle and get you another vehicle for about $10,000. You drive that for another 10 months. So we got 30 months, 2.5 years, paying yourself $500 a month. Now all of a sudden you're driving around in about a $15,000 car paid for. No loans, no leases. That's the way to buy a car. So I hope I've said something today that has had a light bulb go off in your head to say, hey, I can't afford a lease. I can't afford a loan. You're just throwing money away. But if you'll pay yourself, you can drive a nice vehicle without the lease, without the loan, and you'll do yourself a favor by doing that. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching. God bless. We'll talk to you next time.